The subcommittee will come to order. The chair recognizes himself for an opening statement. Again, good afternoon and welcome to the 36th hearing the U.S. Congress has held on privacy and data security over the last 5 years. I'm using a bit of math there from one of our previous witnesses. As for the Energy and Commerce Committee, this will be our 6th hearing in the 118th Congress. We have now examined in depth how a federal data privacy and security law can make us more competitive with China. While a federal standard is needed to protect Americans and balance the needs of business, government, and civil society, what happens when malicious actors like TikTok and the CCP, through a ByteDance, exploit access to data, where the FTC's lines of jurisdiction and authority are, and how that interplays with the comprehensive privacy law. The role of data brokers and the lack of consumer protections over one's data, and finally, our hearing today, which will examine how consumers may not be covered by sector-specific laws in a way that is consistent with their expectations. The fact is that the data privacy and security concerns permeate across multiple areas within Congress, even in seemingly unrelated topics, which highlights just how important it is for us to work together across the aisle and across Capitol Hill to protect the American people. In today's hearing, we'll discuss sectoral data privacy regimes like the financial sector's Graham-Leach-Bliley Act and the Fair Credit Reporting Act and the health sector's Health Insurance Portability Accountability Act, or HIPAA, the education sector's Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, FERPA, and of course the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, which this subcommittee knows very well, and the gaps in coverage that a piecemeal sector-specific approach has created for consumers. We will hear from the witnesses about how these gray areas for Americans also result in risks and uncertainty that businesses could better avoid if we had clear rules of the road. This only gets more complicated as 50 different states move towards their own data privacy laws, meaning an increasingly complicated and confusing landscape for consumers and for businesses. Having clear rules in place will protect Americans, particularly our kids, as well as fuel innovation in the American marketplace. Sounds good to me. Each of the witnesses has a unique story to tell when it comes to these gaps, but the challenges are the same. Consumers think their data is protected, but the sector's specific law in place does not extend as far as consumers expect. Mr. Cogling, with Regal Payment Architectures, will discuss how it is possible to operate a payments infrastructure that has strong protections for children. Regal has filled the gaps that exist with the GLBA and COPPA by protecting all kids under 18. We appreciate that very much. Ms. Vance with the Public Interest Privacy Center is a recognized expert in FERPA and kids' privacy. She will speak about how current gaps exist in educational privacy and child-specific laws that a comprehensive privacy law would cover. Thanks very much for being here. Mr. Brenton with Salesforce helps clients collect data in a way that is compliant with the federal sectoral laws and state privacy laws. His clients do business in every sector and will speak to compliance burdens that the patchwork of state laws has created. Thanks for being here. Mr. Reed with the App Association will discuss how the piecemeal approach of state laws creates confusion for member companies. App Association members are regulated by all of the sector-specific laws and must spend significant resources complying with all of the various state data privacy laws. I tell you, that's so tough. It's got to be very difficult. In closing, I want to thank all the witnesses for coming today. I also want to thank Chair Rodgers and the Ranking Member Pallone, for all of the progress we've made so far and their continued commitment to get this done. We will get it done, as well as Ranking Member Schakowsky, who has made this effort a true bipartisan partnership. Thank you so much. Lastly, I want to recognize and thank a valuable member of our team whose last day is tomorrow and has served as a technology fellow on our subcommittee, on our staff for this past year. We're really going to miss you, Lacey. Lacey Stram. Lacey, your insights and contribution, particularly with the NIL, to the team have been invaluable over this past years. I really appreciate all your hard work, and don't be a stranger. We are going to miss you tremendously. Well, yeah, why not? Hey, Lacey, second thoughts? No, I wish you'd stay, but I understand. I look forward to hearing from our witnesses today on providing protections for Americans and certainty for businesses. So with that, I'll now recognize the gentlelady from Illinois, Ms. Schakowsky, for her 5 minutes.